This is a 7800 paddle controller. Have you ever seen anything this cool before in your life? I didn't think so. Later on in the show, I'm going to tell you how you could enter to win your very own pair of 7800 paddle controllers. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lynx Lounge. I'm your host, BTB, and today we are going to be looking at some very cool games, a series of games, a brand new series here at the Lynx Lounge. So let's get started. Well, we just finished up a huge block of reviews based on arcade ports for the Lynx, and man, that kept me busy for a very long time. So we're going to switch gears and we're going to do something a little bit different. These are platformers or side scrollers. We're going to call this section Heroes Run Right because we've been playing games for how many years and they always seem to be running right. My right, your it's confusing. Today we're going to start off with a very, very cool game, a game that I had growing up. I loved it. I thought it was the coolest game ever, especially for the time period. Todds Adventure in Slime World. As usual, the music rocks. I mean, these tracks slap, they go ham, and you can really only get this kind of a sound from the Atari Lynx. It's so unique, it's so one of a kind. The sound chip that they use, nothing else sounds like it. Just like, Genesis owners would say, hey, nothing else sounds like a Sega Genesis. And you know what? They're right. Same goes with the Atari Lynx. It's badass. You get dropped off on a slime planet, and you have this squirt gun, and you're basically collecting gems, collecting power-ups, and trying to make your way through the maze. Now, I will say, as a fan of Metroid, as a fan of Castlevania, especially when they started changing the formula of Castlevania, and it started to become the Metroidvania, like Symphony of the Night, and pretty much everything after that, I really, really appreciate this game. Obviously, Symphony of the Night came out later, but playing this today really makes me think of all of those great Metroidvania type games. The cool thing about your character is that he's so mobile. You can jump, you can climb, you could use a jetpack, you can shoot in a bunch of different directions. If you get a bunch of slime on you, because that's how you would die, is if you get covered with too much slime, you could jump in a little pool of water, clean yourself off, and keep going. Having a game like this come right after the initial launch titles was so cool. I mean, you could get so engrossed in this game, and not only that, here is another Atari twist for you. You could actually play 8 players at the same time. You could link up. Imagine, it's 1990, and you are going to link up 8 of these, and you're going to play with your buddies, and it is going to be a mad dash with all of your friends in the same maze, trying to make it to the exit. Now, I've showed this before, but I want to bring it up again because I just find it so interesting what was happening internally at Atari at the time to make them make such rapid decisions regarding printing, boxes, and all that kind of stuff, manufacturing. It's very bizarre. So within like a 3-year period, so many different things changed. For example, I have right here, this is the manual for Slime World right here. Okay, if you see, take a look. It's this black and white with a little bit of a red ink in it, and that's the only color that's in it. Okay, this is 1990 right here. If you take a look at this 7800 game manual, this is also 1990. All right, this is Midnight Mutants, and you could see it's a little bit bigger because it's going to fit in the box, but it's the same sort of print technique. It's black and red ink, and that's it. And that's all you have. There's no other color within the game manual. It's just black and white, except for the cover. This is 1990. This is 1990. Now, 1 year later, look what happens. This is a manual. This is 1992, actually. You could see that they changed, and it's a little bit thicker, but it's still black and white, but it's a completely different look. It's all black. I have another one here. Where's the other one? Here's a Food Fighter, right? So black and white, thick, with a bunch of different languages in it as well. Okay, so they're selling Atari stuff overseas, and it's got a bunch of different languages in it. Then we go right into this variant right here. And this is, let me see if I get a date on this. This is 1991 right here. So they went from this here to these posters, and they thought that these posters would be super cool to hang on the wall. I know I had a few on the wall here. Here is a game that we're going to be talking about later. Here's a Scrapyard Dog, okay? And on the back is sort of like this comic strip on how to play the game. And it's got screenshots, and you get a little story as well. Well, the drag about this was, hey, super cool that I get a poster for my room, right? However, if I want to find out how to play, I have to take the poster down and take a look at this. Like, I forgot, I got to check something out. You got to take it off your wall. So that was cool, I guess. You could see that within a 3-year period, a bunch of different things are happening regarding printing, boxes, and possibly even game design as well. I really love the early games from the Atari Lynx, like the first 2 years. And to me, it just feels like all hands were on deck, all of the cylinders were firing, and so much creativity was coming out of Atari. And as it gets a little long in the tooth, we could see other game companies kind of swoop in there and, say la vie, that was it. This system disappears, and it becomes hard to find games. You couldn't go to Target, couldn't go to Walmart, at least in my area. You had to go to like one store, Babbage's in the mall. You had to take a trip to the mall just to get Lynx stuff. When, in reality, I could go to Target and pick up any Game Gear game I wanted. Again, a lot of stuff was going on at the time at Atari, and I could only imagine what kind of strife was happening within the company. But nonetheless, these games are awesome. At least this one is. Yeah, we're going to go over some duds. Now look, you know me, I love Atari, but I'm also real about it. I'm going to tell you what's good and what's bad, and then what you should get and what you should avoid. I'm not a fanboy. I mean, I do have a show about Atari products. However, it's more of a realistic approach on what you're getting with these games. And I hope you learn something along the way, and I hope you get inspired to go out and start finding some of these really, really AAA titles. Are the graphics good on this game? Yes, the graphics are really good for the time, and actually they really hold up till today. There's a couple different versions of this game. You could get it on the Sega Genesis, and you can also get it on the PC Engine CD if you had an import. Me personally, if I'm going to play the game, I'm going to play it on the Lynx where it originated. It just seems, I don't know, I just like it a lot better. The sound is sort of a mixed bag. There's a lot of things going on. I think what they're trying to do is, I mean, I'm just speculating, but it kind of has this sort of cave, water droplet sort of a feel, kind of mysterious kind of a vibe. It's got music that comes in and out, and it's okay. It's not annoying by any means, but you're definitely not going to be humming any tunes from this game. So not only does this hero run right, but he runs up, down, inside, outside. He's all over the place. But should that stop you from getting this game? Absolutely not. In fact, you should go get this game right now. Stop what you're doing. Go to the local swap meet. Go to your local video game store and buy Todds Adventure in Slime World. Okay? You got to do it. It's such a great game. It sounds pretty good. It looks really good. It plays well. In fact, playing it again, I absolutely loved it. I was so pleased to play it again. It just brought back all those great memories of getting this back in the day. You know, saving up all that money when you cut the grass and you kind of tucked it aside in a little jar and you had enough money and you were able to go and get that game. You know, get that game that you worked so hard on. That is why I appreciate this system so much, is because that was pretty much my life in that early 90s, was, you know, doing these chores, doing these odd jobs, and trying to make a buck here and there so I could go get video games. All right, folks, that's it for me. Go get Todds Adventure in Slime World. It's such a cool game. I mean, it's, what can I say? It's a AAA game. Go get it, and stay tuned for more episodes of the Lynx Lounge, because we're going to be covering a ton of different side-scrollers, platformers, whatever you want to call them. We're going to cover them all, and remember, heroes run right, and that's what we're going to be looking at on the next episode of Lynx Lounge. See you later. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How do I get my hands on a pair of these? It's really easy. You need to do two things. Number one, you're going to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, don't worry about it. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Second, you are going to participate in a high score squad challenge at Atari.io. You can join in any and every high score squad challenge at Atari.io up until December 1st. Every squad challenge you enter is another chance to win. Now do me a favor, shout me out when you post your high score. Make sure you say BTB, enter me to win, and it's all good to go. On December 1st, 2020, we are going to do a drawing, and we are going to see who is the lucky person that is going to win these beautiful bad boys right here. I wish you all the best of luck. And while you're participating in the High Score Squad, check out Atari.io. They've got all of the cool things that we all love talking about. We love talking about video games. We love talking about retro stuff, vintage stuff. We love talking about TurboGrafx 16, Sega, Nintendo, all of the kits, all of the classics, and it's all there at Atari.io. Good luck in the contest, and I will see you in the forums at Atari.io. See you later.
Check out Atari.io for the very best in retro life and classic gaming. From Atari to Nintendo, Sega, TurboGrafx, and beyond. Atari.io.